Welcome to week 6 of the NFL. We talking about sports. Today I got Ben and I got Ron with me today. What's up, boys? How we doing? It's week 6 already. Can you believe it?
Shit, week 6 is wild, bro. What's up, Ben?
Not much here on a bye week, showing up on a bye week, but it is already week 6. Kind of flew by. Had a bunch of crazy upsets last week. Got a game going on right now. Possible upset already brewing over out in London. And yeah, happy to be here.
Do y'all like waking up to these games? Is this good for y'all?
Fucking love it.
Yeah,
I love it, bro,
sure.
because before I would just wake up and just tinker with my fantasy lineup for hours and put in bets and then just end up screwing it all up. So now
Yeah.
at least I can just watch the game and I won't worry too much about my lineup and leave the original one in there, which was probably going to win you the game anyway. So
Nah, I got you on that. The other thing I really like about waking up for these games is I'm getting to hear all the injury news prior to the game. You know, I would always kind of wait to the last minute to turn on the TV. It's 11:55. I'm turning it on, and I've missed that. Two of my guys are out for the week, you know, and I need to go tinker one more time. So I'm really happy about these early games.
if you have a fantasy guy playing the 8 a.m. game too and he goes off, you're like sitting pretty the rest of the day too. So that's always a good feeling.
Right? That's a great feeling. You're like, okay, this is unlocked. I can stress a little less. But yeah, this is what we got for you tonight. We got Thursday night football results. You know, the government is shut down, but we are not. So we do got a State of the Union for you. We'll talk about Cowboys and Texans. I got my Cowboys fan and my Texans fan to go into that.
Yes, sir.
We'll have some fantasy roster opinions and options that you can talk about later on through the chat, and then some betting predictions that we're going to give you all as well. But let's go into the Thursday night game where we had Jalen Hurts and we had Philly going to the New York Giants. That's supposed to be 34-17. The Giants won the game. Philly was favored 7.5 here. Over-under was the 42.5. Ron, what do you make of the Giants kind of coming in at home and upsetting Philly and not letting them take what's theirs at home?
What do you make of that emoji that you put up there in the corner?
Oh, where did that come from? I didn't even see that.
Wild, bro. That's wild. I don't know. The kids still might be asleep, so it's cool.
Yeah.
What I make of the game is that the NFC East is wide fucking open right now. What an upset by the Giants. Scatterboo and Dart. It seems like to be exactly what the Giants needed, what the Giants fans were yelling and craving for and wanting. So it's better for us as Cowboy fans. You know, we thought Philly was going to come in here and just be dominant, defending Super Bowl champs, and knowing that they can get beat by, you know, these rookies in New York gives us a hell of a chance as Cowboy fans with our depleted ass team over here in Texas.
Yeah. Well, Philadelphia's 4-2, Ben, but it seems like they could be 1-4 right now. A lot of those games could have went the other way. Do you think there should be some sort of panic in Philly right now?
I think there is already panic for sure. I think if you know, I mean, I'm on the Twitter streets, and I know some people from Philly around that area, and everybody kind of already. They said it's a known beef already between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. The two guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
I think to all of us, I mean, we say it like, "Oh, this guy has no targets," but it's known in Philadelphia supposedly. Losing this is the game that they never lose. Sometimes it's tight, but I mean, the O-line looked terrible. You had Spider-Man over there for New York, you know, all over Jalen Hurts for most of the night. Barkley, you know, was kind of held in check for the most part.
The run game got stopped.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they didn't score the whole second half. So I think there definitely is panic in Philly. There's been signs before, and, you know, the coach going at the fans and stuff. But, I mean, if they don't block that field goal and return it for a touchdown against the Rams, that's, you know, one of those losses that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's arguably one of the worst beats of this season. You know, the Rams were dominating them all game, and a blocked field goal ends up getting them the win. It was, I will say, Jalen Carter got scratched right before the game. I don't know what the reason was. He didn't spit on anybody this time, didn't get the chance to.
Yeah.
But missing him, as soon as he got scratched, I said, oh, shit, Scatterbo is probably, if they get near the goal line, he's going to get in the end zone. Didn't expect 3 touchdowns. That was a lot. Playing against some Scatterbo in fantasy, 31 points. Do have him also, but I mean, man, I did not see 31 points. That's probably going to be RB1 this week. And that happened on Thursday.
Yep. I will say it does seem like Scatterbo and Jackson Dart are a really good fit. It seems like they injected quite a bit of energy into that New York Giants offense. So that's good to see. The crowd was kind of hilarious. I don't know if you saw that when Jackson Dart got hit in the head, he had to go out a play or two. They had Russell Wilson come in, and the fans were just booing the heck out of poor Russ, man. And all he had to do was run a quick play and get out, but they just did not want to see Russ at all. They didn't want to see him cook.
You had the Giants coming out with a statement about Daboll getting into the blue tent, checking on Dart after the concussion shot. Like, that's why it's like a dad going to check on his son in a Pee-wee game, right? Like making sure his son's okay and he's going to go back in the game right away.
That's his meal ticket now. I think he has something with him, and it feels like, I mean, they just lost their best receiver and they pulled a game over Philadelphia. Malik Neighbors was not available that night, and they still were able to pass the ball around. Little Jordan Humphrey, ex-Longhorn, was cooking Thursday night. He was on the practice squad trying to make team to team. This is like his 6th practice squad, and he looked like he was an all-pro receiver Thursday night, man.
They all look good, bro. I had a Javonte, what the fuck is his name? And I sat him, bro, because I thought Quinton Johnson was going to be like come off the questionable list going into the day, but it seems like he's doubtful. So I left 20 points on my fucking bench.
I hear you.
Are you talking about Wan'Dale Robinson?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah.
All right,
the tight end didn't
Josh?
get much love. Theo Johnson, I know he was kind of a popular guy. He had a pretty good connection with Dart, but he got very little love, and they still pulled it out. That was an impressive win by the Giants. Man. Didn't see it coming.
All right, we do got a fantasy question coming in from Josh. Ron, do you want to read this one out?
Yeah, morning, boys. Need some help from my flex in my 14-man IBC league. And we might as well call that the money league over there.
Yes, the bank league.
IBC. Juwan Jennings versus DeMarcado versus Indianapolis. Or should I cop Flournoy, the Cowboys receiver from the waiver? I definitely not showing DeMarcado any love after last that week. Ball at the one.
I'm surprised he's still on the squad.
Yeah, not after last week. You can't,
bro. Juwan Jennings' first game back. There is no Ricky Pearsall. I picked up Tongas from them, but who do you guys think? To me, it's between Jennings and Flournoy. You think he can have that repeat performance from last week, or you got to go with Juwan Jennings coming back off injury?
Actually, we joke about the DeMarcado thing, but Kyler Murray's out this week, so you're going to think Jacoby Brissett's going to be handing the ball off a little bit more than usual. So could DeMarcado actually be a play here? I know he fucked up last week dropping at the one.
They said Bam Knight is the starter today. That's what they're rolling with as a starter. We did see Michael Carter get, most of the workload last week. I think that this is an easy Juwan Jennings with Kittle out, with Pearsall out. You've got Kendrick Bourne. I mean, if Kendrick Bourne's a free agent, in the league, 14-man, he probably isn't. But that was the only other guy that they were throwing to besides Tongas. So I know we talked about Juwan Jennings' contract being a lot incentive-based and him having to meet certain, yardage markers, receptions, whatever it may be to hit some of his incentives. So he's been out 2 weeks. If he's playing, he should be good to go until he gets banged up again. But I think it's easy Juwan Jennings here.
I don't think I'm running any running back versus. Yeah, I don't think I'm running any running back versus that Indianapolis Colts defense regardless. And I don't know if you can trust the performance from Flournoy. I mean, even anything half of what he did is still very, far away.
Yeah.
Again, so just give me Jennings, man, versus Tampa. You could see a back and forth matchup. Baker likes to air it out on the other side, even though he has no weapons over there at all this week.
Yeah, he still got Sabuka though. I mean, that's still the weapon. That's Weapon X. All right. So the government is shut down, but we are here to deliver a State of the Union address. Ben, you talked about it this week. It's the bye week. So it's the perfect time for you to give us your assessment of the Houston Texans through 4 games. What do you think so far?
Yeah, man, I've already gotten some slack for giving my real assessment to my brother, who's telling me that I'm ready. It sounds like I'm ready to jump off the bandwagon and find a new team again. I wish he was here, but I'm just kind of realistic. I know they're coming off 2 wins, but it's against the Titans and then the Ravens with a bunch of backups and no Lamar. So I think it's looked better, but it's against some of the worst defenses, 2 bottom 5 defenses in the NFL. The one thing that's for certain is that the Texans defense is elite. Might be the best, unit in the NFL as far as from the pass rush with Hunter and Will Anderson. The secondary was Stingley and Lassiter, Petrie at safety. They're really good, the defense. But the offense, I think we're not going to find out until the Seahawks game next week, and that's going to be a Monday nighter against the Seahawks in Seattle. Coming off those performances, coming off the bye week. You hope that they're a little more fluid. The O-line, got to give them a little bit of credit. They're not a bottom 5 unit like most people just think off the top of their head. They've worked their way to the middle of the pack. They're sitting around like 20 or 18 around there.
They're grinding.
So, yeah, there has been improvement, with the O-line, but you just got to be able to see CJ, the 2 games that he had these last 2 weeks, 6 touchdowns in those 2 games combined. And only like 7 incompletions combined in both games. So he's been on fire, but I don't think that the competition is – I'm not ready to say – I mean, we know Arch Manning looked decent against UTEP. So I was – I don't want to be fooled. You ain't going to fool me. I got to see you do it against Seattle. They do it against Seattle. They're back to 500. Yeah. And things are on the up and up. You know what I mean? Still, got to beat the Colts and got to beat the Jags when we play them again. But – at 3-3, going into Seattle and winning, I think that you can kind of be hopeful to, the playoffs are realistic still.
Yeah, being in the AFC South, I kind of figured y'all were going to be the favorites to kind of win and kind of just breeze through that, even if you had a losing record even. But now with the resurgence of the Colts, I mean, it's going to be a dogfight to get there.
Yeah, and I mean, even the Jags beat the Chiefs. They're sitting at 4-1. They got the Seahawks today, so we'll see what happens. But you got 2 4-1 teams. The AFC South's looking like it might be the best division in football.
Shit, it might be.
If you guys can land a wide receiver in trade, I would love that move for the Texans. Just because your running game is a little bit better now with Woody Marks, not kind of coming out of nowhere, but people knew he was going to be good, but maybe not that good. Joe Mixon is, obviously was a running back last year. He's still getting better,
injured,
getting healthy. You have Nick Chubb back there too as the OG. Stroud has looked a little bit better. Last year he didn't have the greatest year, but this year he's coming back. The Nico Collins connection's still there. Schultz hasn't been what we expected coming from Dallas, but either way, they're putting wins together. Right? I mean, winning fixes everything. And I think that there's more potential for the Texans going forward than, they already kind of hit their peak because they're playing bad teams. They still have stuff left in the chamber that they can come and get wins with that defense there, just holding everybody to, under 17 points, 14 points, 20 points a game, to where they can make the games close for the Texans and winnable. Yeah. You don't have Stroud having to come and drop 35, 40 points just to get a dub.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to play these bad teams just to, bust your slump. And then you
For
get
sure,
back on
I
track.
just don't want to say that they're back because they beat those bad teams. Those 2 teams, their combined record is 2-8. You know what I mean? It's
and I think it's very fair what you're saying is, let me see them against Seattle. If we beat Seattle, then we're on track. If we don't, then we just beat bad teams. I think that's a fair assessment.
And holding in the end zone for the Broncos, so safety, and the Jets take an 11-10 lead.
Oh, that's getting real interesting in London. Ron, State of the Union address for the Dallas Cowboys. You are Jerry Jones today, and you need to say what the team is looking like through what, 5 weeks now?
Through 5 weeks, it's every other fucking Cowboy season. It's going to go into an 8-8 year. They're beating the bad teams. They show you all this potential offensively, and Dak's playing great football, and you're so excited. It's the Cowboys' year, and then you turn around and you look at the other side of the ball, and it's like, wow, we have the worst fucking defense in the league, and everybody is just gonna put up points on us. Whether it's bad teams, good teams, our defense isn't stopping anybody. Would Micah Parsons have helped? Probably, but he's not gonna go win us games. I don't think he was that big of a game changer for us, where he stripped sacks and interceptions and things like that, to where we can win defensively with our defense scoring. He's not that much of a playmaker. We see what he's doing in Green Bay. It hasn't been, the amazing Micah Parsons trade result that they wanted over there, I think, either. Small sample size, right? The season is still fresh.
Mhm.
But going back to the Cowboys, it's just, this is every fucking Cowboys season for us, man. We're 2-2 with the tie. Like, how much more fucking mid-average can you get right there? Albeit they're performing better than my expectations. I'm not the biggest Dak fan. You guys know that. But, hey, Williams is like the top 3, top 5 fantasy running back. Ferguson's like top 3, top 5 fantasy tight end.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Pickens is like not behaving, but not being as crazy as he was in Pittsburgh, and having some solid games with some big catches for you.
Yeah.
Our offensive line, dare I say it, is holding up.
Even the
It's just-
backups on the O-line doing good.
Yeah, it's just our defense is terrible, man. And I think you see some regression. We're scoring a lot of points with no CD Lamb either. When he comes back, I think it's going to be, interesting, because we could still be putting up all these numbers and still be getting, beat. So better than what I expected, but I just see another, maybe wild card, win. But
Yeah.
other than that, you put us against the elite teams like the Bills or the Lions or teams like that, in my opinion, who are just going to come in with a better game plan and coaching and all around organization, just ready to win in the playoffs. We still don't stand a chance.
Do you feel good though? Because like, of all the games we played so far, the Bears is the only game that got away from us. Every other game, the loss against Philly by 4. We tied with the Packers. Every other game we've been in the game. So do you kind of feel good about that, even though our defense has been mid? I mean,
I do, but that was another thing I was thinking about before we got on the show, is that, like, you look at Philly and it's like, oh, they're not a juggernaut because they just lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
You look at the Packers and everybody was Super Bowl, or bust this year for them before the season started, and they go and lose to Joe Flacco, and then they tie with us. So it's like, I don't know if it's the Cowboys playing a lot better than we expected, or just the teams that we thought were super elite kind of having some holes, and everybody kind of floating at like 500 right now in the league itself. You don't have a team that's like running away with, any kind of crazy performances right now, or just look completely
even the
solid
Bills,
on
who
both
looked
sides of
like
the ball.
Unstoppable, dropped one last week.
Yeah. Chiefs
You're
too.
right. Yeah, the Chiefs kind of look mid at times, and they also look like maybe they could win something. It's real weird right now in the NFL.
I like
But
it
yeah,
though. Competition's
I like
always
it.
good.
Parody's better, right?
Hey, Quentin Johnston has been ruled
That's
out
what I fucking thought.
All right.
officially.
There we go. Well, let's get into
And Ron, it's time to put in the call to Cortland Sutton.
Is it time?
Jets just punted back 11-10. Broncos have the ball late third quarter.
He always has like a badass third quarter 80-yard TD, right? That just salvages and makes your whole day. Love that.
Yeah, it's
all
time.
right, let's
It's
get to
time.
some Week 6 matchups and headlines. We'll start with one awesome Sunday night football game we're going to have tonight: Kansas City and Detroit. How do you think that game goes?
I mean, this is like full desperation mode for the Chiefs at home.
Yeah.
This makes no sense for the Chiefs to be favored here against the Lions, who, aside from that Week 1 loss in Green Bay, they've looked like, the juggernaut that they were before all their OCs left and their DC and all that. They look like a Super Bowl team, and everybody's eating. Both running backs, all 3 receivers. No, not J-Mo, but the tight ends are back to eating. They look really good, and then you come here and you see Chiefs -2.5, and it leads me to think that the Chiefs are somehow going to find a way and win a game at home. And it also, it is Jared Goff outside of a
Yeah,
dome.
on
So
the road.
I have that rule where if it's Jared Goff outside of a dome, I just lay off. That's why week 1 I was on the Packers to beat the Lions.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lay off. I'm not going to pick the Chiefs either because they just don't have the weapons. I think like to beat a team like the Lions, but yeah, that line is very fishy.
It's at 2.5 right now for the visiting Detroit Lions. Their defense is better as well. It's 2.5 is crazy, bro. To me, just coming off of the Chiefs' past performances. What do you think, Just? You think the Chiefs minus 2.5 is, any kind of play for you?
Man, I feel like it's real early, but it kind of feels like do or die for the Chiefs right now. It feels like they need to get it together. Like there's a lot on the line for this week 6 game, and it's crazy to say because we got 10 more weeks of football. But I feel like there's some validity to it because they need to. So I kind of like it.
But besides needing to, like, do you think they actually go out there and win by 3 points today?
They're very capable. They can rise to the occasion. So yeah, I think they very much could.
And the thing also is, this is a team where if they beat them, it's like, okay, yeah, they're still the Chiefs. They just went out there, they beat the Lions, who is a juggernaut. So this is it. It's a big. I know, like the Chiefs don't circle games on their calendar. I don't think they're the ones with the X's on their back.
Yeah,
but at least with their record, and this is a big one. For
and
today.
Here's the thing: like the games have not gone their way, but the Chargers game they only lose by 6. The Eagles game they lose by 3. Last week against the Jaguars they lose by 3. They've been in these games. It's not like, oh, this is not like a really bad Chiefs team that's just all out of whack. There's just certain things not breaking for them. So they're very capable of beating the Lions.
But how many times have you seen the Chiefs be in close games and they're the ones that kick the game-winning field goal, have the game-winning drive?
More often than not.
It's just they're not that team right now.
I saw a stat about all their one possession wins. You know how they had like 11 last season, and this year in those games, they're like 0-3 in those games.
So, with a little magic back on their side, they can get right back to it. Well, yeah, let's move over to Chicago and Washington. Battle of the quarterbacks. We're going to have it's the same draft, right? Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
1 and 2.
So this is a rookie year, sophomore year right here, second year.
Yeah.
Ben, it is in Washington. It's the second Monday Night Football game. We're going to get treated to 2 Monday Night Football games tomorrow night. So I also love that personally. What do you make of this game? Do you think the Bears are live here in Washington?
The next couple of weeks too. I know next week there's 2 Monday nighters as well. Perfect. So yeah. I do think that they're live. I think that there's going to be a lot of points. But Jaden Daniels is back. He's not running as much. He's wearing that huge brace, but the Commanders still look good. You know what I mean? Without him, they were able to hold the ship with Mariota in there, and they won more games than they lost. They're sitting at top of the division. Their defense, looks pretty good. Dan Quinn, we know that he always keeps a good defense with him.
Yeah.
And they still don't have Scary Terry. So, they've been doing all this without Daniels, without Scary Terry. The emergence of Bill, I think they found their running back. And now if Lane Kiffin doesn't start feeding him the ball, that guy needs at least 15 touches a game. I think that they're really well balanced. So I think the Commanders end up winning. The 4.5 is, you're still getting the hook on 4. 3 is a good number. 4 is a good number. 4.5, shit. I like the 4.5, but I do think that the Commanders win a tight game. The Bears have been looking competent.
Mm-hmm. And Terry McLaurin, he's out again this week?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 100% out.
Wow, okay. I drafted the guy, and I have not been able to play him but maybe 1 week, Ron. So.
Same, bro.
Are you looking forward to this game? I know you're into the quarterbacks here. I know you like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. So are you looking forward to this one on the second Monday night game?
Yeah, I got some since last year. I've had some DeAndre Swift love in fantasy. I think he's had a solid year to start, which is what you want to see because you were a little worried if you drafted a guy like Swift. I think Ben Johnson's coming around with the squad, bro. And then you got a week to kind of get your shit together, coming off the bye. And you're going to go visit a Commanders team who hasn't looked great. Brian Robinson is gone. the running back position was kind of, you were worried about it, but Bill had a great game last year, but he is still a rookie. I don't know if you can continue that into a game with a solid defense. I wouldn't say a star defense, but the Bears are pretty good up front. I think it's Roma Duzier has been doing great for the Bears, and I think just the staff, the new staff in Chicago, it feels like is more of a staff that's better to deal with guys like Caleb Williams and that offensive style over there, who you feel is a little bit more of an explosive style offense. I think they were maybe a little bit tamed last year. They didn't know what they wanted to do. They kind of found their identity over there in Chicago. So I think that, like the Texans, I think that the ceiling's a little bit higher for the Bears going forward. Should be a close game, but I'll take the Bears to get the dub.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'm with you.
Well, what's with this stray at the Texans?
No, it's not. I said that they have potential and that it looks great moving forward into the year, like the Texans, where they're like a mid team. You didn't know what you were going to expect, but like things are looking up.
I got you. I mean, I agree.
What's up, Mark? What's up,
things are
Josh?
looking up. They're getting healthier. Here we got a Garrett Wilson fumble. Broncos recover on the Jet side of the field. Hey, I gotta say, with these, it was for an illegal shift.
Okay.
So that's the problem. Why aren't they blowing these plays dead on an illegal shift? They're gonna penalize the offense, but then if the offense fumbles or throws an interception, I mean, like, it also helps the defense. So it's a win-win for the defense on every illegal shift. It's kind of like the offsides is throw a jump ball.
Yeah.
If you're the defense, you just gotta do whatever. That's crazy. Yeah. They free roll them.
Last game I want to talk about here,
Let's
and
get
I
to
want to talk
Josh's
about.
question real quick.
All right, go for it.
Start 2, bench 2. Dowdle versus Cowboys, Kenneth Walker versus Jags, or ETN versus Seattle. What do you guys think? I gave my opinion on the last one.
Start 2.
Kamara. I definitely bench Kamara.
Well, we can't stop the run right now, so Dowdle's a play.
Yeah, Dowdle's a play.
The Dowdle revenge game coming up, boys.
Didn't he just break the record for his rushing last week or something?
I would go Dowdle and Kenneth Walker's when I would do yours.
I like ETN. And
so he has both running backs on those games of Seattle and the Jags, so he can play either way.
It's the Seattle secondary that's banged up.
I just don't like Kenneth Walker getting his touchdowns getting taken away by Charbonnet at the goal line.
Yeah, Zach Charbonnet gets him.
You do have some fumble issues with Walker, and the Jags defense is, I believe, the #1 rated defense fantasy-wise right now, and they're a top, I would say, easy 5 defense, and it's in Jacksonville. So I'm not showing some Kenneth Walker love. I like ETN because they should feed him a lot. I think he gets like 14 to 16 carries a game is what he's averaging. Kamara's banged up.
And they took away Bigsby, so it's kind of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Ron. I agree.
Dowdle ETN is probably the play.
Look at us.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at us.
Agreeing on stuff.
Look at us.
All right, let's talk about the last game I want to talk about here. It's not pictured in the graphic, but last week, the best game I saw was Seattle and Tampa Bay. That game was an absolute movie. Seattle is going to Jacksonville this week, and that's in reference to Josh's comment as well. That's an awesome game to watch this week. It's the 12 o'clock game. I know the Cowboys play at 12 as well, Ron, but are you going to have both games fired up? Are you have any interest in the Seattle-Jacksonville game at all?
Yeah, because I'm on the Jags, and I have some fantasy love there. But regardless of it, I think we're going to put the Jags in a parlay, and it's going to be an interesting game.
So you got the Jags in. You're taking the Jags in this one. Ben, do you have any interest in the Seattle game? Back-to-back weeks playing some good competition.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they're the Texans' next opponent.
Yeah.
And, that's a division opponent also for us with the Jags. So definitely interested in that game, of close spread. And I mean, I think that the Jags are a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I think, Trevor Lawrence might be one of the dumbest quarterbacks in the NFL, but they have a really good team.
Yeah.
Alex has a fantasy question here.
All right. He says, I have Cook, Etienne, Henry, and Dowdle. Starting Cook and Etienne for sure, I believe.
Yeah,
crazy that I may sit Henry. What do y'all think? It's not crazy. It is not crazy.
Bro,
it's not crazy, but I'd go Cook and Dowdle instead of Cook and Etienne.
Yeah,
Cook is a must start.
Yeah, Cook's the must start. Dude, I have Henry too, and I'm thinking of sitting him because fuck. I mean, he's not giving.
If you have options like
anything.
this, I mean, these are guys that are all projected to be top 20 backs, so it's really hard to miss. But I mean, Dowdle being the only back over there in Carolina, and being a revenge game against the Cowboys, we know their defense has given it up. I just like him a little bit more than ETN. ETN should do decent. You know, we just told Josh to start him, but he didn't have Dowdle, or he had Dowdle and ETN, right? Is what we said.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's the 23rd ranked back. He had 9, 7, 10, 2 after having that 29 opening point week.
Yeah.
And that's
Lamar
because
out
last
still?
week, Lamar's
Lamar's
out.
out.
Last week versus Houston, he scored a touchdown. Without that touchdown, he would have had 3 points. And this week they're actually hosting the Rams. Another solid defense there with Joe Flacco. No, I'm not Flacco, sorry. Fucking
With
Cooper Rush, yeah. And you would think, right, like, oh, they're just gonna feed King Henry, but I mean, they've been trying to, bro. Or I mean, he got 8 attempts versus KC, 15 versus Houston, 12 attempts versus Detroit. Why is he not getting 18, 16, 19?
Because they've been losing. They've been playing from behind. Justice Hill's been in there as a passing back, the third down back. I think you have to sit him here, bro. Even the Rams, they're looking to get right after that stupid loss to the 49ers that they had last week.
Yeah.
This is a definite get right game for them.
Rams are -6.5, so
You would, and then
I would go Dowdle and Cook is what I would.
With all the points that Baltimore has been giving up, you assume Rams are going to be a big. So why would you run the ball? The Ravens.
Yeah. No, this is a bench Henry spot if you can afford it.
all right. Johnson is out. Mark Chapa has said Johnson is out.
Dubes or Turner for the Ravens? Dubes went off, and they're coming off a bye.
Turner for the Raiders. I don't think I'm starting anybody from the Raiders if I don't have to.
I'd go Dobbs or Dubes.
The Raiders are favored by 4 points this week, surprisingly. But I'd probably go Dobbs also. Dobbs. Dubley.
I wonder if you meant Tucker for the Raiders.
Gibby Cruz?
Yeah, I think
so. Trey Tucker.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some of the best bets y'all have for this week. Ben, you got 1, 2, 3 plays listed for us here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
I'll read them out for you. He has Colts -8.5, Jaguars +1, and Dolphins +3.5.
Yeah. So the Colts, I think the Colts are just going to beat the crap out of the Cardinals. We saw how deflating that loss was for the Cardinals, for me, for Justin last week.
Yeah, man,
I mean, it was bad. They should make a movie about how stupid that game was. But here now, no Kyler Murray. You know, you're down to your third string running back, and you're putting a new guy. Bam Knight's going to be the starter now. The Colts have been, beating everybody. They've been beating everybody pretty handily as well. I like them to win by 10 here.
They're kind of a wagon right now, right? Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. I mean, they haven't played the greatest of competition when you look at their wins, but this is also not good competition with the backup quarterback, backup running back, all that. So then the Jags +1, like I said, I think the Jags are for real. The Seahawks also, their wins aren't against that good of teams. They play the good teams, they lose. They lost to the 49ers, week 1. They lost to the Bucks. So I'm going to go with the Jags to win there and keep feeding off that Chiefs win momentum. And then this one, a little scary here.
Yeah.
Dolphins +3.5. I just don't like all the missing O-line for the Chargers. I don't like the backup running back. Now you got Johnston out as well. I think that they're going to be able to keep it close. Maybe, Chargers by a field goal and Dolphins get the cover with the +3.5. So I do think that the Dolphins are live in this game. That's why I have them up there.
Yeah, and then with Quentin Johnson out too, Ben,
Yep.
The receiver for the Chargers.
Ron, you want to read out your bets here?
Yeah, sure. So let's do the Steelers, the Rams, and the Patriots, all 12 o'clock games. I did that on purpose, so if I cash, I can have a little bit more spending money for 3 o'clock, or my day's done. So by 3 o'clock, I'll know what's up.
You'll
with
know
the
exactly
NFL this
if you
week.
should start the pit or we're gonna bet more.
Fact. We're actually going to Ranch House, bro, for
Oh,
my
there
uncle's
you go.
birthday. 3:45. Let me see real quick. Sorry, the Steelers are hosting.
Cleveland
Shit,
Browns.
my bad. The Steelers are hosting the Browns. Tomlin's 14-4 coming off of a bye. I get it that it's the Browns against 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers back there, but regardless, I think the Steelers do enough. It could be a dirty game. I mean, a 13-9, 17-10. That you have Dylan Gabriel going over there. It's his second start versus a defense like Pittsburgh, albeit they're not the steel curtain of years past, but going on the road and playing in that field is going to be tough for a rookie quarterback, especially a backup rookie quarterback. So give me the Steelers to win. The Rams, Ben just talked about it. I agree with him on all those points. And then New England, a sleeper team this year. I think Drake May is a great quarterback on the rise that nobody gives enough credit to, along with Baker Mayfield. Nobody talks about those guys. It's the Josh Allen, the Lamar Jacksons, and Joe Burrow's injury, which is fine. But as football fans, you got to just spread the love to the guys who are out there absolutely working and grinding every day like those two quarterbacks. So props to them. That's why plus 155 parlay.
Just
then
knocked off the Bills.
Just knocked off the Bills. So Cowboys over 44.5. I teased that down. I believe the total is 48.5. So a 24-21 game gets you that cover. I think the offenses are going to move the ball crazy. The Colts money line at home. That's a nice little teaser there. I think it's about -1. Oh, there it is, -110. And then I'm on agreement with Ben and the Jags. Reason is more me defensively. I think the Jags defense is great. You saw that crazy 99-yard pick six last week against the Chiefs that won them the game. And on the other side, the Seattle defense is completely banged up. They have a lot of guys out in the secondary. So we don't need the Jaguars to go and win this game and do something crazy offensively. Just do what they've been doing, giving the ball to ETN 15, 16, 17 times a game, being solid, the defense controlling the other team to some low points. And then that's it for me. Justin, you're up.
All right. Homer pick for the day, Cowboys -3, -170. It's a lot of juice, but we're going to take it. We're going to take the juice. This game started as -2.5. It's up to -3 now. So get those plays in. Could jump up a little more right before game time.
That's some organic juice right there, boy.
Yeah. Look at Ron's drinking apple juice too.
Freshly squeezed apple juice, dog.
All right, let's talk a little bit just to start it. If anybody has fantasy questions, put it in. We'll stick around for maybe like 2-3 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
But I want to ask y'all about the Bengals situation. They did trade for Unk. Joe Flacco is on the team. He's starting today, right? Like, there's no question about that. You traded for him to start him. Is that correct?
Yeah, they named him the starter already. So he will be starting behind what is the worst offensive line in football. So let's see how long Unk lasts. I mean, I know that, he's built for it tough, as they like to say. He's withstood shingles of sacks. And there'll be a lot more interceptions to come. So I think you're kind of loading up. I mean, you already were loading up any defense playing the Bengals, but I think now, just like Browning, Joe Flacco's going to throw it up. You do like it for guys like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase because Burrow does at least throw the ball. Fuck it. Jamar's down there somewhere. T's down there somewhere. But, man, I don't think it gets any better. I don't.
Let's say I'm a Chase Brown and a T. Higgins owner, and I'm having to put one in the flex, obviously because you can't rely on either one as the main starter. Where are you going with that? Are you going to go T. Higgins or you go Chase Brown?
I went Chase Brown. I will have that exact scenario, unfortunately, and I flexed Chase Brown instead of T. Higgins.
There you go.
Who would you start Chase Brown staying on the Bengals over Derrick Henry? We had just talked about benching him.
That's a good question.
That's wild that you're even thinking that, but Chase Brown or Derrick Henry.
Yeah, preseason, it's definitely like, man, both of those guys are for sure top 10 backs. Here we are. Fuck, Ron. I think in that scenario, you probably just start Henry and hope for the touchdown, bro.
Yeah.
Henry's projected 13.9. Chase Brown's 13.6.
Yeah.
It's like,
all right. Well, I think that's it for us today. We're not getting any more fantasy questions, at least right now. What's the status of that game?
Broncos are on the ropes.
It's 11-10, and what's up? Fourth quarter?
11-10, fourth quarter,
11
11:45 left, and Jets are
Jets just got a first down.
at their own 25.
They're at their own like 22, yeah, 25.
Yeah, now
Hey,
it's
shout out to the Jets, man.
third and
Fucking
5.
Brees Hall
Wilson.
and Garrett Wilson are doing their thing in fantasy this year with a new quarterback in Justin Fields.
Yeah,
Well,
Fields
Garrett
are-
Wilson's done it, what, 3 years now with a different quarterback every year. So
They
that guy
haven't
might
scored
be
a
the truth.
touchdown this game, so even those guys' numbers look terrible this game. Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, they're both under 10 points total.
I like just scramble. I like Brees Hall's props lately. Like his rushing props have been between like 40 and 50 yards. Oh, look at Sutton. He's on the sideline. He's telling shit to Bo Nix. Get it. It's Sutton time.
Do y'all have Sutton?
Wow, guys.
Yeah. But I'm a little behind you, so
Yeah, so it was 3rd and 5, and Fields took off and he tripped and he landed a yard short.
4th and 1 now.
So it's 4th and 1.
He
Mark's
was
asking
reaching
any
out. but-
trades that we've done.
I've
haven't done any
actually,
trades this year.
as crazy as this sounds, I mean, I was after Rashee Rice the last couple of weeks. Now I think it's too
That
late.
does sound
because
crazy.
He comes back. But I traded for Rashee Rice 2 weeks ago. And I'm looking forward to being able to play him. But I think another person too that I was going to try and go after is Ramondre Stevenson. As many fumbles as he's had, they're
That's-
sticking with him as the goal line back. The offense is moving. They're going to be, inside the 5 a lot, and he's their goal line back. They clearly don't trust Henderson yet. So I was looking to go after Ramondre Stevenson as like a weekly flex guy.
I don't have any trades that I've done this year. I just have trade regret because I was offered a trade for Malik Neighbors the week before he tore his knee up, and I declined. And it wasn't the best trade, but I should have just said yes. I mean,
Why? Who are you
I
gonna
lost the
get? Who are
spot.
you gonna
He's
get?
IR.
Who are you?
I think I was going to
who are
get
you gonna
Henry and one other player. So it's like not the greatest trade in my favor at the time, but now it's like, well, he's IR'd. So, and I'm having to start Houston's running back. I had to pick him up off the waiver.
Marks?
So
Woody?
yeah, Willie Marks.
It's not bad.
So-
Hey, real quick before we go, I know it's football, but now that we're to the Final Four in baseball, who do you have going in the series? It's the Dodgers versus the Brewers. Game 1 is tomorrow, Monday, and tonight's Game 1 versus
Dodgers will go
the Mariners and
Blue
Blue
Jays.
Jays.
why am I going blank? Mariners and
Toronto.
Blue Jays.
So
Yeah.
the Dodgers will
You got
represent
Toronto and
for the
Dodgers?
NL. Yeah. And I have to go for Toronto because when the Astros won the championship, Toronto was the only organization to say, congratulations, Houston Astros. So got a soft spot for them.
Yeah, I've been on the kind of wave since the playoffs
Here-
started that the Jays were going to win the World Series.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I've been saying it.
All right.
I like the Mariners.
I'm not going to say I said it
no
preseason.
way.
I said it leading up to the playoffs. I was like, it's going to be their year. Their offense is really good.
Yeah. And I'll talk about the Mariners, why I don't think they're going to do it. They have a lot of guys that can hit dingers, right? They got Raleigh, they got Arozarena, they got Julio Rodriguez. All of these guys throughout the season, they batted sub 300. So they don't get on base. A lot of their scoring comes from one-hit shots.
It's just boomer
Maybe one
bust.
guy's on base. It's boomer bust. That's not going to be reliable enough to get through the Blue Jays
Like the
and what they can
Jays.
bring. And I think but Bo Bichette's coming back too, right? So
Yeah.
there's an added piece
So you
that,
have the-
Toronto's been winning without.
So you have the Jays and the Dodgers going to the series. Who wins the series, Justin?
I don't want to say it, bro.
Just say it. Come on.
All right, Dodgers.
Wow. Wow.
Ben, you have
That's
Toronto,
wow.
and you haven't even said Dodgers are going to the series.
No, why would I think the Dodgers are going to the World Series? No, the Brewers against the Jays. Jays win.
No, I think the Brewers go.
All right. So obviously, I'm going to go with the Dodgers here. I like the Dodgers and the Blue Jays going to the series, and the Dodgers are going to win.
So you got the same thing that I got, and you're giving me hell about it.
I think he just doesn't like everybody on the Dodgers, and he fears the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. All right, boys. Well, I think that's it for us.
I think postseason
everybody
baseball.
watching, get your lineup set. Go ahead.
That's it. We're good.
I think
I'm
Ron's,
good.
like,
I'm already lagging
delayed.
anyway, so I'm out.
Yeah, he's delayed.
Yeah.
Peace, everybody.